This is the kind of viewing experience you can expect with the new Jio set-top TV box, if you look at it as a replacement for a conventional DTH set-top box. Now, depending on where you are, Jio does offer a different variant of its set-top box that has a coaxial cable input at the back, and in the future, this will allow a cable connection to a dish antenna. Well, this is not that box, and now is not that time. Instead, what you see here is the IP set-top box MCM3000, a small rounded cube similar in looks to the Apple TV. It has the Jio logo on top and a single status indicator LED in the front. At the back, you get a USB port, an Ethernet jack, and an SPDIF socket that you can use to connect to a home theater system. This means regular external speakers that use a 3.5mm jack will not work through this port, even though it looks like a 3.5mm jack. The remote is Bluetooth based and comparable in size to other providers' offerings. It does miss out on dedicated buttons for third-party apps and only offers dedicated buttons for Jio Cinema and a voice assistant. The channel up and down buttons are useless, but more on this later. The remote offers volume control that controls the set-top box volume. As such, this is a simple IPTV device that is based on internet data. This is an important consideration because even with a Jio Fiber broadband connection, you will not get a separate quota for the data that you will use while watching Jio TV. Now, depending on individual circumstances, this may or may not be an issue for users. But if you're in the habit of leaving a news channel playing all day in the background whilst doing household chores, remember that unlike a regular DTH connection, which will not cost you anything, the Jio set-top box will be continuously using your data. Now, one important point here. In the FAQ section of the box, you will find that Jio states that even after your data gets exhausted, the live TV services will not get impacted, but your internet speed will get reduced. Whilst this offers some consolation, a better approach would have been to completely separate TV data from your quota. Because even if you will be able to watch TV after the data gets exhausted, you will not be able to browse the internet effectively. Also remember, if the validity of the plan expires, everything stops, internet, TV and all. Also, you cannot get multiple set-top boxes for your home as yet, only one Jio set-top box, and that too only with the Jio Fiber router, as other routers will not work. Coming to the interface, you get the feeling that many features are in a beta testing mode at the moment. So starting with the blue Jio logo in the corner, clicking on this brings up a Jio Digital Life banner and nothing else. In fact, when you navigate the rest of the interface, this is a feeling that will repeat itself, but more on this later. The top row of widgets starts off with the notifications icon, and then the remote icon, which shows the battery percentage of the remote, an excellent feature. The next icon takes you to your profile and shows the balance and validity of your Jio Fiber account data. It does have a recharge button, but once you press this, it will simply take you to instructions of how to recharge using your phone. It also offers a support section with FAQs, a couple of how-to videos, and a store locator. The next icon takes you to the settings for Jio and Android. This box does support HDMI CEC functionality, and you can use the remote to turn off and on your TV. But the TV remote is not much used in browsing the Jio interface. Now you will find the customization settings under Android settings in the applications section. But unfortunately, most of these settings are locked down, so there is no way to get the Google Play Store, install third-party apps, or use the package installer. All in all, besides changing networks, HDMI resolution, CEC settings, and managing apps downloaded via the Jio Store, there's not much you can do here. There is a Net Velocity Speed Check app though that allows you to check the speeds the box is receiving. On my 250 Mbps Jio Fiber connection and a 5 GHz network, the speeds achieved were close to 200 Mbps. This was around 18 feet away from the router with no walls in between. So Wi-Fi performance will vary for different users, but to be sure, you can always use the Ethernet connection. Now coming back to the main interface, the main banner on the home screen shows a mixture of content. Starting with the promoted movies and shows, you also get a few featured channels and also movies or content that you may have watched partially but for more than 5 minutes, and you can resume watching these right from the home screen. Below this is around 25 apps that form the core experience of this set-top box. Starting with the Jio TV Plus app, you get most of the major VOD providers like Amazon Prime Video, Voot, Jio Cinema and Disney Hotstar. One notable exception is Netflix. It's not pre-installed and you cannot get it from the Jio store. So if you rely heavily on Netflix, this box is not for you. You can try opening netflix.com in the Jio Pages web browser, but there will be an error message displayed. A workaround to this is to open it via a URL opener, but let's just say that all this is too much hassle and Netflix is a major negative of this box. Now here in this section, you will also see media house apps such as Sony Live and ZEE5. Going into these apps will show you a range of live TV channels that they offer besides the usual VOD content. In some cases such as ZEE5, you will get a lot of live TV channels, almost 75 in number, whilst others such as Disney Hotstar will offer a lot less. The Sony Live app currently offers a further 13 channels. You can also install apps for individual channels such as News 18 India, but sometimes these apps do malfunction and display technical errors. You also get a couple of music apps such as Jio Saavn and Music. The former is excellent and has a wide variety of trending songs and a large on-demand catalogue. You can also display the lyrics of a song as it's playing in some cases. The Music app is meant to act as a browser for music that you can either upload to a pen drive or the Jio Cloud. It also offers a radio section with a number of channels. Once you start playback with both these apps, the music will continue playing in the background even after you come back to the home screen. Jio Cinema gets its own app, and so do other Jio apps like Jio Call, which is supposed to make full-screen TV video calls. But this did not work for me yet. Jio Store allows you to download apps, but this is nowhere near as extensive as the Google Play Store. Jio Pages is a web browser that also sees censorship and will not open sites belonging to rival VOD platforms. Besides this, you get a couple of fitness apps and 2 others relating to travel and food. Another pre-installed app is Top Tutor that offers content for school children. It has a sizable catalog that you can view according to class, but some of the content is shot in 4:3 aspect ratio and low resolution, so looks terrible on a widescreen TV. But in the trying times of the coronavirus and the increased use of online learning, this is at least a step in the right direction. But the most important app of all is the Jio TV Plus app. This is an aggregator of content. From movies to TV shows to live TV to music and kids sections, this app brings together most of the content on offer in the set-top box. So, under the Movies tab, you get a combined catalogue that covers Disney Hotstar, Sony Live, Jio Cinema, Hook, etc. Same with the Shows tab, and it expands to include TV show VOD apps like Voot. The description page of a show or movie automatically starts playing the trailer, Netflix style. Also, you get the add to watch list option, which you don't with the Airtel Xtreme box, so this is a definite plus. Also, below the description is also shown which other apps have this same content, if that's the case. The Home tab further presents combined catalogs that can be sorted based on language and genres. The frequently watched showreel takes center stage on the homepage. The Music tab has a collection of video songs. There is also a dedicated catalog for kids content that has a very large collection of shows and movies. The Live TV tab is of the most interest to most people. Let's face it, we live in an age of information overload, and the same goes for seemingly unlimited amount of VOD content that can nowadays be accessed on every type of device. Thus, the Live TV section provides a good basis for comparison with other providers and the product offering as a whole. You get a Live TV genres tab that has the usual classification of channels. Going into any of these genres, such as news, you will see a list of available channels. Now, depending on the channel, pressing OK on any of them will take you to Live TV channel view, and if the channel is directly available via the Jio TV Plus app, it will start playing in under 2 seconds. If it belongs to one of the larger media houses, the corresponding app for that media house will open, and the live channel playing will follow. This process takes around 4 seconds. But to come back to the channel listing in the JioTV Plus app, you will need to press the back button 3 times in such cases. Again, this is not consistent, and the Sony Live app will leave you back in the JioTV Plus app, but the Disney Hotstar app will not. Obviously, the performance of the channels will depend on the speed and strength of the network connection, but on a Wi-Fi network, some channels do have a tendency to vary the quality whilst playing, and some will buffer in the midst of playback. So the JioTV Plus app offers a total of 246 live TV channels, and these include some but not all of the media house channels that are found in their respective apps. One big area of development that needs attention is the plus and minus channels button on the remote. If this one feature gets released in the future, and its inclusion on the remote certainly suggests that it is intended to be, this set-top box will have the capability to make a lot of conventional and hybrid boxes redundant. Once you're in the live TV channel section of the JioTV Plus app or the other media house apps, this button should be activated and offer viewers the classic TV viewing experience. Again, this is subjective and may not matter to people who watch primarily VOD content, but to have an all-encompassing appeal, this feature must get introduced via future firmware updates. Also note that this box does not offer a TV guide in any form. There is no listing of TV programs and no description of the program playing in live TV view. The only way to know what's playing is to actually start playing the channel, a big minus. Further, there is no Chromecast built in, so to cast any content you will simply need a separate device. The overall performance of this box is quite snappy, and with a good internet connection, the speed with which the channels start playing is comparable and often better than a conventional and hybrid TV boxes, such as the Airtel Extreme boxes. The remote tends to go into a sort of a standby mode when left alone for a while, and requires more than a couple of button presses to wake up. There is a general lack of consistency in terms of menu options of live TV channels. So while some channels will offer video quality choices that read high, medium, low, others will display a resolution option like 576p, 480p, etc. Another inconsistency is the ability to pause and rewind up to 5 minutes certain channels but not others. But given that at least this feature is there, it beats the Airtel Extreme box in this regard, which does not offer any recording or pause rewind feature at the moment.
Jonathan? And I know for a fact, he's definitely not out there, right?
In terms of sound, there is no fancy Dolby Atmos offering here, unlike the Airtel Extreme box, which offers 5.1 channel surround sound and Dolby Atmos with certain apps like Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. So essentially what you hear is what you get. The box will sound as good or as bad as what your TV produces. There is an SPDIF port that can be used to connect to a home theater system, but I did not test this. However, a lack of mention of support for any of the Dolby standards and the lack of a lossless audio interface will probably produce unremarkable sound. Video-wise, there is a selection of resolution to match your TV resolution, and this needs doing manually. Again, no fancy HDR mode here, unlike the Airtel Extreme box, whose default picture mode is HDR if your TV supports it. Picture quality is generally subpar, and if you play a movie in say Sony Pix HD, you expect the kind of clarity that comes with 1080p resolution, but that is not what you get. There is a lot of picture compression, and if you have a large TV with 4K resolution, most content will look terrible initially, until the feed stabilizes. Sometimes exiting the channel and starting it again will produce good quality video. Some HD channels look good all the time. Again, it's inconsistent. In fact, there are a lot of variables with this box, and various factors like internet speed and latency will influence what experience you get out of it. It's not like a simple DTH connection which will display the same quality of picture and audio once connected, irrespective of where or who's watching. So, at the end of the day, if you are a JioFiber subscriber, you will get this box as part of the deal. It's great to have and is a quick and feature-rich internet-based box. For casual TV viewers and consumers of VOD content who have access to another streaming device for their Netflix needs, this is all the set-top box you need. You will not be able to tinker with this box and customize it, but overall the experience using it will be very fluid. For older people or those who watch live TV primarily, there will be a learning curve and the overall experience will be frustrating. Such people should not get rid of their DTH connection just yet. Those who are heavy data users or have a limited amount of data, this box can consume a lot of data and it is again less suitable than a DTH box. So the Jio set-top box is a nice addition to the Jio Fiber offering, but it's not ready to replace DTH boxes as yet. It offers a cumbersome live TV experience that has several inconsistencies and also missed out on the most important VOD app, Netflix. So if you get one with your internet connection, that's well and good. But this is not a product to go out and buy or get an internet connection for the purpose of getting this box. It feels like a 1.0 version of a product that will eventually become a one-stop solution in time. That time is not here yet. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this content, please be sure to subscribe to view my future videos.